Now that you're finished completing the Atmosphere Webquest, I wanted to go through and highlight some of the big takeaways and concepts that I want to make sure that you got from this activity. First of all, what is an atmosphere? An atmosphere is a layer of gas that surrounds a planet. The reason that that gas stays there and doesn't float off into space is due to gravity. As we learned earlier this year, there are two things that affect gravity: mass and distance. And so our planet has mass, and that pulls on the gas to keep it from floating off into space. Now, as we find, the further you get away from Earth, the less gravity has the ability to pull, and therefore the atmosphere tends to get thinner and thinner as you work your way from the Earth. When we compare our Earth to an outer planet like Jupiter, Jupiter is a very massive planet and has so much gravitational pull that the atmosphere is very, very thick and massive. This picture shows the 5 different layers of the atmosphere, and I'm not concerned that you memorize the names of these layers. However, the most important one that we're focusing in on for the weather unit is the troposphere. This is where weather happens. The word tropos means change, and so this is the layer where there's change of weather. The stratosphere is the next layer up, where the ozone layer is located. I'll talk about the ozone layer in just a minute. The thermosphere is the hottest layer. When we look at that root word therm means heat or temperature, and so this is the layer that absorbs the most radiation from the sun, and those particles end up moving the fastest, which makes it the hottest layer. If you were to take a mental snapshot of one thing from this whole lesson, it would be the picture that you see on the screen right now. This, to me, is the most important takeaway I want you to grab from this lesson. And that is, as you work your way from the surface of the Earth to the outermost part of the atmosphere, the density of the air gradually decreases. And that's going to be a really important concept as we start to talk about air pressure and weather, because pressure is the differences is the cause of weather, and so that's a big takeaway for you. Although our atmosphere has a lot of different gases in it, 99% of our atmosphere makes up just 2. Nitrogen and oxygen, which are very essential for life, make up most of our atmosphere. These other trace gases, ones like ozone, and carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide, some of these, as we know, are greenhouse gases, but they're just in very, very small amounts in our atmosphere. The ozone layer is a thin layer of gas that is in the second upper layer of the atmosphere that is very helpful to us because it absorbs a lot of the ultraviolet light from and radiation from the sun that could end up causing harm to us, whether it's skin cancer or increased temperatures on Earth. So the ozone layer is very important. It's been a big topic of discussion as the ozone layer has depleted and gotten a lot thinner in some places on Earth, and there are certain pollutants that humans put into the air that can break down the ozone layer, which has been a big topic to continue to figure out how we can stop that from happening. The idea of greenhouse effect should also be a review, as we know that the Earth's greenhouse effect is essential to life. We know that the greenhouse traps in heat in the Earth and kind of acts like an insulating blanket that keeps heat in at night, and it also kind of keeps temperatures consistent on Earth. Right now, I would like you to turn to your Moodle page and open up to the lab check. That is, this is the first lab check. The password is ozone. So before you move on to the next step, I want you to take this lab check now